What's going on, everyone? This is Steve Larsen, and I've got a bit of a treat for you guys today. I think you're going to like it a lot here on Sales Funnel Radio.
Welcome to Sales Funnel Radio, where you'll learn marketing strategies to grow your online business using today's best internet sales funnels. And now, here's your host, Steve Larsen.
All right, you guys. Hey, so as I have been moving along the entrepreneurial path, as I've been putting things together, one of the things that I've noticed that I need more and more is people, like just straight up talent, right? The longer I've been doing this stuff, I've realized well, here's an example. Okay, I was sitting at my desk, right? I was working, I was getting some things done, and I sat up and I looked across the room and I was like, duh, Russell, dude, I want to go. It would be so nice if I understood more JavaScript. I'd love to be able to code out a few pieces just here and there, things that I wish that I knew how to do. And he looked at me, he goes, why would you want to know how to do that? And I was like, because it'd be so cool. Like, look at all things I could go do. And he goes, dude, you don't need to know how to do that. We have people for that. And I was like, yeah, but it might be faster if I go learn it. He's like, no, it'll be faster at first. I mean, it's going to take you a while to go learn it. You get distracted, and now you become slightly Renaissance man. He said something like that. I can't remember exactly, but that was the point, is don't be a Renaissance man. And I was like, all right, that makes sense. And you sitting there listening might be like, well, yeah, it does, Steven. But to me, from where I sit, most people are like, I got to learn this next thing in order to be successful. I got to learn this next piece. I got to learn this next piece. And over the last 18 months working there, I guess it's been 20 now. But he there's been repeated times. It's funny how it's been like a topic. And I finally, it's sunk in now enough that it's not just something I know, it's something I'm applying, that you don't just go learn crap for the sake of learning it. You learn it because you need it in the exact moment, right? It's kind of what I call that learning cycle. The learning cycle for me is very heavy as soon as I'm about to enter an industry, because I go learn as much as I can. Then I stop. I actually put the books down. I stop learning on purpose. And then I only learn for the problem that's directly in front of me. How do I solve the exact problem that's in front of me? And what he was telling me, though, and what he's told me repeatedly over and over again is stop obsessing over learning all the little nitty gritties. He's like, dude, no, we got a guy for that. And I was like, hey, it'd be fun to go learn this. He's like, no, go, dude, we have a guy for that too. He's like, dude, just because you can learn something doesn't mean you should. And I was like, oh man, that's massive. That's a huge, wow, okay, yeah. That's right. And conceptually, I understood that before, but I hadn't been applying that at the time. Okay. And so I've got a bit of a gift for you guys. I was looking at some people's websites, and I was looking at some of their funnels and things like that. And I came across a person's site, and I know a lot of people do this, but it was a directory of all the valuable internet marketing apps, all the valuable internet marketing software. And I was thinking this is kind of cool. It's kind of cool. I mean, I visited the page once, maybe twice, but that's about it. The problem I had with it is that most of those apps, most of those pieces of software, I'm like, hey, I got to find an email platform, or hey, I mean, I use Actionetics, or hey, I want to find, where can I find I don't know, anything, right? Any piece of tool that I'm looking for. The first place I'd go is Google, or I'd ask a few buddies and see what they're using, and then I'd go to Google, honestly, and YouTube, see what the best reviews are, maybe a blog or two, see what the best reviews are there. Those are kind of easy to find. And so I was thinking through, I was like, okay, how do I combine this concept that Russell just talked to me about versus and combine it with this whole directory kind of model. And so I've got kind of a gift for you guys. So I want to take a step back. Okay. And I realize that the first, 4 minutes of this episode might feel like it's all over the place. Let me kind of bring it all together. I want you to know what's going on inside my head. So let me take a step back from the episode and where we currently are right now. I am in a place right now where I am I'm applying all the stuff that I have been learning from the man himself, right? I mean, honestly, I started honestly doing that at least 2 years ago, and I was hiring out tons of people, and I was, I'm a huge fan of freelancer.com. I'm all about getting things done through other people who would rather do them. You know what I mean? I could go figure out how to code stuff, but frankly, the guy over there is begging to do it, and he wants to do it, and he loves doing it. He loves doing it more as much as I love building funnels. So let's let that guy do it, because he's gonna throw passion behind it, whereas I'll just throw an objective behind it. You know what I mean? So I like hiring people to go do these things. I don't want to be a solopreneur. Most of the time when I see a solopreneur, usually they don't go very far because you can't do it on your own for very long, or you can't do very long and actually go that far. It requires other people. It requires a team. So I was thinking, like, where do I find like the best of everything? Where do I find the best of this topic over here, the best of this topic over here, the best of this, of these different skill sets around? And I was thinking, like, how cool. I don't actually remember where I got the idea. I think it was a couple months, maybe 2 months ago ish, almost. And I was sitting there, I was like, what if I made a talent directory? Okay, a talent directory. So it's not so much about like, hey, here's the best like softwares if you're trying to do this, or here's the best companies if you're trying to do that. Like, people, who is the best individual that does JavaScript? Who's the best individual to get for this? Who's the best individual for this? And like, so what I was thinking is like, how can I, because I believe, I'm a huge proponent, you guys, of pumping as much value into the marketplace as I possibly can, so that when it comes time, anytime I come back and I'm like, hey, market, please pay me for said product, right? There's so much reciprocity that I've created, and there's such a relationship that I've gone through and actually put together, that the market is like, sure, here you go. You know what I mean? And it's easy for me to sell that way. Obviously it takes a little time. I've had this entire podcast, and I've been doing this stuff for, I've been doing this podcast now for 18 months. And then I've been doing funnel building for like 5 years, because I was doing a WordPress before, which is it's terrible. And I didn't know, honestly, it was a funnel, but that's what I was doing. So anyway, guys, I've created a talent directory, and anyone can apply to put their name on it. Okay. Anyone can, and their talent. So I'm going to, on stevejlarsen.com, stevejlarsen.com, I'm going to go rebuild the whole thing. I don't really like what it is right now, but stevejlarsen.com, I'm going to go rebuild it. And if on the tab on the top, I'm going to put something up there that says talent directory, top or bottom. Okay. There's a part, anyway, it's in the top, but I want to make sure I probably add it to the bottom too for the footer. But if you go there, it's in the header/footer. Click on talent directory, and what it is, it's a page of all the different things that I see are needed in order to get a successful funnel off the ground. Images, video, funnel building, this, that, right? Copywriting. You see what I'm saying? Design, traffic, fulfillment, right? All the stuff in the back end, a coder, a front end developer, back end developer. I want to, like, all those things I want to have. I want a big bank of those kinds of talents. I want to know who those people are. I want to know that. So let's take a step back, and I want you to know why I'm doing this. Because I want a huge list of that. I know as a marketer, if I increase the status of the individual who's willing to put their name on that list, I can in turn put it out there into the market and use it for my own benefit at the same time. Does that make sense? That's why I'm doing it. So I'm putting it's a living document, okay? It's a talent directory, but it's a living document. Meaning, if you get on the list, for the people that are on the list or whatever, like, I want to be able to showcase each person. I want to be able to showcase each individual and show, like, hey, look, this person is awesome at this. And here's their contact information. And it's all going to be free, okay? I will probably require an opt-in for you to see it. Why? Because I'm a marketer, you guys. Of course I'm going to ask you to opt in, okay? Duh. Like, that's what I'm going to do. But how cool to be able to show and showcase tons and tons of people for free, all the individuals and all the talent directory, and like, who's the best at this? Who's the best at that? And guys, I have sat in an amazing place for the last 2 years. Like, I know who a lot of the best people are, okay? And I know exactly the people to hook others up with. And I can't, by name, actually suggest certain things to you. Like, so if I can't say, like, if I can't tell you, hey, this is the one to do this. Hey, this is the one to do this. Like, I can at least make it user generated. Does that make sense? In some things, my hands are tied simply because it's a need to know basis, and it's a trade secrets kind of thing. Anyway, you know what I mean. So if you want to know who, like, the best, it's gonna be by application basis, where someone comes in and they're like, hey, I want to get on the directory. Well, if you go to you click on the talent, I'm gonna call it the talent. It's talent directory currently, but like, I think that's too long, so it'll be like the talent. or finding talent or find talent. Maybe that's what it's, find talent. I'll change it to that. Find talent. You click on that up in the top, and it'll ask you to opt in, but this is going to push you over to the list that I've got, where it's like, hey, here's the best writer, here's the best this, here's the best that, here's the best sales guy, here's the best, and I don't want to say like the best, but I'll give a list. I'll give several different options. Why? It'll showcase like crazy all these amazing people, but it also let me get a relationship with those individuals, so that when I want to go hire the best fulfillment guy or the best this or the best that, I also have places to go to. Okay, so that's what I'm trying to tell you guys I had this problem. Okay, I've got a current team. They kick butt. They take names. I want to be able to interview all of them so you know who they are and what their roles really are somewhat here shortly. And I want to showcase each one of them also on stevejlarsen.com. However, I don't feel like it's time yet for that. I think in the next 2 or 3 months it will be for a few specific reasons, which I'm not ready to put out yet. But I want to showcase each one of them, which would be really cool, because I'm fully aware that this is not just, I know I'm not a one-band stand. Okay, I do not drink my own Kool-Aid. Hopefully, why? Because usually, number one, I think that it's kind of wrong. Not wrong, but I mean, come on, it's not really that ethical sometimes, and whatever. I'm sure I offended some people, but whatever. But B, it's bad juju. Like, holy crap! Anytime I've ever seen any marketer start to drink their Kool-Aid and think they're all that, they literally separate themselves from their own market, which is stupid. Like, why would you ever do that? So anyway, I don't drink my own Kool-Aid, and I know that it's more than just me. So, but I'm constantly looking for the coolest, awesome, most kick butt people to be able to hire. So the talent directory that I'm gonna go put up, or that is there. I gotta edit it. I gotta change stuff. Like it's by the time this episode is up, it will be done. Okay, just so you know, that's how I launch stuff, right? Just like I talked about in the last episode. So by the time this episode is up, like, it will be ready to rock. So, but you can go in, and if you want to get on the directory, there'll be a button there too you can click, and it'll have you go through and tell me why you should get on it. And believe me, you are selling me. Okay, you are trying to tell me why you're kick butt and should be able to be on there. And what I want it to be, though, is for the rest of the community, so they can jump on and be like, holy crap, like, this is freaking awesome, and it's be huge lead gen for tons of people that I want them to think that I'm cool. Okay, that's why, as a marketer, I'm trying to figure that out. I'm trying to make sure that I'm staying in the forefront of what is awesome, of what's good, of what's does that make sense? So I want you to start thinking like that when you're like, oh gosh, I wish I knew who the best person for this was. I wish I knew the best person, or I wish I've got this problem in my business. Instead of like, don't let it. I'm not saying it does bring you down, but instead of letting it be too big of a barrier, think through how you could answer that and put value into the market. And if you treat every single problem in your business that way, what's going to end up happening is you will put tons of value into the market in a way that lets you create a relationship with everybody. People will know who you are because you've scratched their back without you asking anything in return. Does that make sense? So I'm being open and honest, and I'm being completely transparent to show you that is the reason why I'm doing it. Okay, I want to be able to help everyone be able to progress, be able to, go forward and push forward, and it's going to be awesome. But at the same time, I want to know who those people are too, so that I can hire them, so I can use them, so I know who the best person for that is. Or here's 3 options for that problem, or 3 options for this skill set. Does that make sense? So that's why I'm doing it. So if you want to, number one, see who that is, go to stevejlarsen.com, click on Find Talent up in the top header, Find Talent. It'll ask you to opt in. Okay, just know that, like, I was getting nervous, like, if someone's gonna be like, "Will you ask me to opt in?" Like, yeah, I'm putting the list together, it's the value that I'm giving, but of course I'm gonna ask you to opt in. Why would I not lead gen from it, right? And so you think through, like, how would you do it, and find out, maybe there's some other kind of directory that would work well for your industry. It doesn't need to be a talent directory or a directory of all the software or a directory of this or that or whatever, but like, this is a huge opportunity. You guys, this this episode, this podcast, like, I'm only pumping out usually 2, sometimes 3 a week of these things. Usually they get 300 to 500 downloads a day, which I know isn't massive, but it's all completely organic, you guys. I think I've spent ads on it maybe one time, like a year ago, and that's it. And I understand that, and I get it. But we just screamed past 80,000 downloads, and it's doing awesome, guys. Really, really exciting. There's a lot of you out there that are listening to this, just so you know. The community is big, and it's growing, and it's actually growing really quickly. But anyway, so number one, if you want to know who those people are, go to stevejlarsen.com, click on Find Talent up at the top. The reason it's Steve J. Larsen too is because the guy that wanted SteveLarsen.com, the guy wanted like 40 grand. I talked him down to 20 and I was like, that's not worth it. Come on. I'm not going to do that. So anyways, it's Steve J. Larsen. My full name is Stephen Joseph Larsen. So stevejlarsen.com. And then number 2, though, if you want to get on the directory, please do not PM me on Facebook. I get way too many messages. It will get lost. I know there's a lot of people sometimes that get frustrated with me. They're like, you haven't answered yet. I was like, you got to get in my shoes and understand that logistically I will spend the entire day answering messages if I go answer every single message. And it's not to be rude. It's to protect and sustain my own momentum. You know what I mean? So number 2, if you want to get on the directory, go to stevejlarsen.com, click on find talent, and then there's going to be a button there that says probably in like the top right or something like that. I'll probably make a subheader menu bar where it's like get on the directory or apply to get on it. And it is an application funnel, okay? I'm going to, on the back end, I'll put an application funnel, a watered down version of one, but you are definitely selling me on why you should get on it because I want to make sure that it's awesome people. And I don't mind to have several people in a certain topic. It doesn't. That's totally fine with me. I just want to make sure that you're awesome, okay? Because you are on literally my page. And I'm going to manage the thing. If I find out someone's being shady or dumb or whatever, like, I'm gonna delete you. You know what I mean? It's not worth it to me and everything I've worked hard to build. So anyway, so just know that like it is being watched like a hawk, and because those are the people that I want to go to. I want to hire. I want to get relationships with. So I don't care what it is that you do, as long as you're good. I don't care if it's fulfillment. I don't care if you are good at like back office styled management, a phone sales guy. I don't care if it has to do with sales or if it's more about management or if you're like HR. I don't care what it is. Whatever you are, if you're great at it, I want to know. I would love to be able to meet you and say hi to you and start pulling together rock stars like that. But then be able to help showcase you so that everyone else can also benefit. And I think it's gonna help the community as a whole. Because one of the biggest questions I get over and over and over again, which is why I'm responding to the market. Okay, that's the other reason why I got the idea. Because I was like, man, everyone's asking me like, who'd you hire to do this? Who'd you hire to that? And I was like, I don't want to. In some cases, I can't tell you because my hands are tied because I work at ClickFunnels and it's a conflict of interest and we got to protect ourselves too. And I was like, but if it's user generated, if it's user created, that's totally different. You know what I mean? So I was getting the question all the time, like, dude, who'd you hire for this? Who'd you hire? And I was like, I can't tell you that. It literally, that's me showing favoritism, and I work at ClickFunnels, not for too much longer, obviously, but anyway. So if there's not a ton of people on there right now, when you go to it, just know that it is a living, breathing thing, and you should be able to get on there quickly. So here's how the funnel's going to go, though. Funnel? What? You use funnels for managing things? What? Yes, they're not just for selling things. I use them for managing all the time. And there's more to come of that, which is why I'm podcasting this so you know about it. But so first, if you go to that page, it'll have you opt in. Okay, now let's think through the funnel. Number 2, you're going to see the page. Number 3, though, if you want to get on the list, right, people will go through and they'll apply. Well, one of the last steps, so the first page is say, hey, let me know why you should be on here. You know, if you have like a 1-sentence bio of what you've done and a 1-sentence credentials thing of what you are good at or something like that, like what are those things? Write them down. You know what I mean? This is almost like a resume. I feel like resumes are crap, but the traditional sense resume. This is a way better form to have a resume, though. You know what I mean? But anyway, so you'll be able to go through and you actually toss in stuff that I'll put directly on the page. Probably not a picture. I'm just thinking space-wise, because it's gonna be look like a phone book. Okay, look. The text is gonna be slightly tiny eventually. Maybe not at first, but because I want to keep adding to it or removing from it if something happens, or you know what I mean. Then the next page, though, it's going to say, awesome, thanks so much, appreciate the application. We'll reach out if we put you on there. Please, and then what I want each person to go do, okay, think about this. Think about what I'm doing. What I want you to go do if you want to get on the directory and get all these sweet leads is we got to make sure that there's eyeballs that get to it. Please share this link and post about it to your profile. Okay? Some people are going to be like, Steven, I can't believe you just published it. That's what you're asking people to do. That's really what's going on. Oh my gosh, what? Guys, it's lead gen. That's why I'm doing it. I'm amassing a list. Okay? and I'm amassing huge, oh my gosh, huge value. You know what I eventually want to do is I want to interview on the podcast each one of the people who truly are rock stars in each one of those areas. I don't care if you're not involved directly with sales funnels. It's all part of the sales process and management in the back end in order to get the sale. Does that make sense? This is like, so I'm trying to farm out the best of the best of the best of the best. And of course, I'm going to interview them. I want to be, if I can, probably can't get anybody, but like the A player, the rock star for each thing. I want to interview them on the podcast, but then I'd love to be able to go and have them drop the link for that same directory to their own people. Okay. This is how a marketer thinks through this kind of stuff. How can I solve the problem, but leverage it? Okay. In a positive way that scratches everyone's back, that solves legitimate problems. This is solving a legitimate issue. There's a lot of people that ask me who to hire for X, Y, and Z, and I can't answer them. And but if it's user generated, if I know you're awesome, if you're a rock star, holy crap, why would I not do that? Why would I not create a directory that, anyways, I feel like this is more valuable than the software directories that are out there because you can Google that stuff. And it's not, but it's harder to find good people. It's harder to find individuals. I have wasted thousands and thousands of dollars on really bad VAs, really, really bad freelancers, really, really bad people who said that they could do, that did, and technically they did it, but it was so crappy. You know what I mean? Like, I want to know who the actual A players and rock stars are out there. So that's why I'm making this. And so again, if you want to see it, go to stevejlarsen.com, click on Find Talent. If you want to be on the list, same thing. Go there, click on Find Talent, and I want to showcase rock stars. You can apply to be on there, and that's pretty much it, guys. I'm super excited for this. I've actually been planning this for a long time because it's just a serious issue that's out there. So anyways, if you, I invite you to apply how should I say this? If you're like, I'm pretty good at what I do, but I don't know, like, just do it anyway. You know what I mean? And gives us a chance to say hi and pull on in. So anyway, there's a funnel for this. Okay, and that's the funnel. If you want to see the funnel, if you want to go through the process, anything like that, that's how you do that. Anyway, so I got to do some tricky stuff on stevejlarsen.com, the homepage, in order to pull us off, because there's going to be multiple exits. It's not actually a funnel. That first page is more like a website. By definition, if there's more than one exit, then it's no longer a squeeze page, right? There's going to be multiple exits and multiple things all over the place. Anyway. This will be fun. I'm excited. I got to think through some stuff with it, but okay. Yeah, that'll be cool though. I got to go map it out and draw it out. I got another whiteboard. I'm super pumped about it. So I'm going to go draw out the whole thing and I'll go build it. And by the time this thing is launched, you guys, it will be ready. So anyways, you're all awesome. And this is a chance to show others that you are too. Oh, there's a cool quote I saw. I said, "You're already a rock star. We're just here to help others know it." So I guess that's maybe the title of this or something. All right, guys. Talk to you later. Bye.
Thanks for listening to Sales Funnel Radio. Please remember to subscribe and leave feedback. Want to get one of today's best internet sales funnel for free? Go to salesfunnelbroker.com/free funnels to download your pre-built sales funnel today.